Ever wanted to make your Roblox characters feel, well, truly alive? The secret, the absolute magic behind it all is animation. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain, demystify the whole process, and show you step by step exactly how to bring your wildest creations to life.
So here's the game plan. We'll kick things off with what movement is all about. Then we'll get your workspace all set up. After that, the fun part. We'll create your very first animation, a classic wave. Then we'll cover some must-know essentials to really level up your skills. And finally, we'll send you off on your own creative journey.
All right, first up, this magic of movement. What are we actually talking about here? Let's break down what animation really is in the world of Roblox.
At its heart, animation is just the art of making stuff move. The best way to think about it is like a digital flipbook, you know? You just create a few key poses, like snapshots in time, and Roblox cleverly and smoothly fills in all the motion between those poses. It's this trick that creates that amazing illusion of fluid movement, and trust me, it's way easier than it sounds.
Okay, theory is cool and all, but let's get our hands dirty, right? It is time to set up our digital workshop and get all the tools ready for some real creation. First things first, go ahead and fire up Roblox Studio. And before you do literally anything else, I cannot say this enough, go to File and Save to Roblox. Seriously, there is nothing worse than losing an hour of incredible work. Do it now.
So, before we can animate, we need something to animate. And that's where a rig comes into play. Just think of it like a posable digital action figure. It's got all the movable joints, arms, legs, head, all ready for you to bring it to life.
To get one of these rigs, just head over to the Avatar tab and click on Rig Builder. You'll see a few options, but for starting out, I really recommend R15. It gives you 15 different joints to play with, which means a lot more control for you. Pick a body shape you like, give it a click, and poof, your digital actor is now on the stage, ready for action.
All right, with our rig in place, it's time to open up the main event. Back in that same Avatar tab, click on Animation Editor. Now just click on the rig you just made, give your animation a cool name, we'll just call ours Wave for now, and hit Create. And there you have it. Your animation studio is officially open for business.
This is it. This is the moment you've been waiting for. We are about to take that still, lifeless character and give it its very first spark of motion. Let's make this thing wave.
Now, before we move a single pixel, you have to understand the single most important concept in all of animation: keyframes. Think of them as checkpoints. You're just telling Roblox, hey, at this specific time, I want this arm to be exactly here. You set the main poses, and Roblox does all the heavy lifting of creating the movement in between. That's the secret.
Okay, let's build this wave together. Make sure your little timeline scrubber is at the very beginning at 0, 0. That's our starting pose. Now, drag that scrubber over to 0, 0, 15, select the character's arm, and just raise it up. See that little diamond that just appeared? That's your first keyframe. Now, slide over to 0, 30 and move the hand to one side. Then slide to 0, 45 and move it to the other side. And finally, bring the scrubber to the 1 second mark and just pop the arm back down to where it started.
And that's literally it. Go ahead, click that play button in the editor and watch your creation come to life. How cool is that? You did it! You took a static model and made it move. That's your first animation right there.
Making that wave was a huge first step. Seriously. And now that you get the basic idea, let's build on it. We're going to cover a few essential concepts that are going to give you so much more control and power over your animations.
You ever make a really cool dance, but the second your character starts to walk, it just stops? Yeah, that's because of something called animation priority. It's basically a system that decides which animation gets to play if two are happening at once. Here's the main takeaway. The only thing you really need to remember for now. For your own custom animations, dances, attacks, special moves, always set the priority to action. That makes sure your cool animation always wins.
Next up, looping. Some animations, like the wave we just made, should only play one time, right? But other things, like a walk cycle or a breathing animation, need to repeat over and over again. That's the simple difference between non-looping and looping. And here's a pro tip. For a really smooth, seamless loop, make sure your very first keyframe and your very last keyframe are exactly the same.
So once your masterpiece is perfect, you need to publish it so your game can actually use it. Just click those 3 little dots in the editor,
hit Publish to Roblox, and fill out the name and description. Now, listen up, because this next part is the most important step. After you save, Roblox will give you an animation ID. It's a long number. Copy it immediately. You're going to need this number to make the animation play with your scripts.
You officially have the fundamental skills to animate in Roblox. But, you know, every creative journey has a few bumps in the road. So let's talk about what comes next and how to tackle some of those common problems you might run into.
You're going to hit these roadblocks, everyone does, but the fixes are usually pretty simple. If your animation looks kind of jerky or robotic, just add a few more keyframes in between your main poses to smooth it out. If your awesome animation keeps getting canceled by walking, well, you already know the fix. Set that priority to action. And if it's just not playing in your game at all, 9 times out of 10, I promise you just have a small typo in the animation ID in your script. Double check that number.
As you get better and better, keep these tips in your back pocket. Always start simple, just like we did today, and be a student of movement. Watch how people and things move in the real world. But out of all of these, the one that really separates good from great is timing. The speed and the rhythm of your movements, that's what gives your characters a real personality.
And just remember, don't get frustrated if your first few tries aren't Hollywood perfect. Every single professional animator out there started exactly where you are right now, with a simple rig and a simple movement. It's all about practice.
So, you have the tools. You have the knowledge. The only thing limiting you now is your own imagination. The question is no longer, how do I animate, but what will you bring to life?